especially those who are serious about their spiritual pursuit, must look very carefully. There is a very important lesson to be had here. See and tell me, what is it that you do not find here? The art of seeing is not merely about seeing, it is also about seeing what is not to be seen. What is it that is missing here? This is supposed to be Kabir's composition, right? Kabir, the king of spiritual compositions. Much more voluminous spiritual devotional literature than any other author, poet, composer in the world. Still the most widely quoted spiritual author across the world. Even more quoted than Rumi. What is it that he is not saying here? And mind you, this is supposed to be spiritual, godly. Look at it carefully. Yeah. What is he not saying here?
Is that you are not only the body. If you are looking...
Not in that direction. What is it that he is not touching? What is it that he is not even referring to?
What you want. What to do.
Alright. This is supposed to be a godly composition. And that's a hint.
God.
That's the big elephant that's not there in the room. Kabir is talking and he is not talking of shame, potty shame. Kabir is not talking of the beyond. Nothing transcendental here. Nothing metaphysical. Only the physical. Only the physical. Nothing metaphysical. स्वर्ग है इसमें कहीं पे? मोक्ष है, परमात्मा है, कुछ है? दिखा है सब? भूल गए, ध्यान ही नहीं दिया, गाने मगन थे, तो गजब हो गया. It's a wonder, and that is grace. A saint poet is not talking of bad, so bad, and he is talking of the chi. Now what do you say? It's very, very important. You must take this learning very seriously. He is not talking of God is talking through him, but he is not talking of God. God is in the background. We don't want to look at God. Anybody who's looking at the air here? Anybody who's looking at the air here? Anybody who is without air here? The dead ones, please raise your hands. Anybody who's looking at air here? Anybody who is surviving without air here? So God is like, forget about air. It is present. It is present, and the proof is that you are surviving, alive. Your existence proves God's existence. हर सांस ये कहती है हम हैं तो खुदा भी है. Now you don't need to talk about God. हर सांस ये कहती है हम हैं तो खुदा भी है. So If you don't need to talk about God, what is it that you need to talk about? Yes, Anushka, what is it that you need to talk about? God must be forgotten. Kabir has so easily forgotten God. Spirituality is not at all about God then. What is spirituality about? What is spirituality about? Oh, bad. But that's what we don't want to look at. And what is Kabir talking of? The body. Can you see the urges of the body? The mind. Can you see that the mind is dreamy? The books. Can you see that the books are just intoxication for you? Can you see how the body is craving to protect itself in all ways? No need to talk of God. It is not spirituality. Today I received a comment on YouTube. I forwarded it to everybody. Maybe you can ask someone to show it to you. And it's talking only about how the Atma meets Paramatma and then how small Brahm becomes bigger Brahm and such things. Is that spirituality? Is that spirituality? I don't want to know whom you worship. I want to know who is it that worships. What is the quality of the worshipper? What is your quality? Who are you? Who are you? Forget God. Who are you? Dirty hands remain dirty even if they are folded in front of a deity. Dirty hands. There is no need to fold them in front of a deity. Go to a wash basin. Use a physical soap. Metaphysical prostration will not help you cleanse your hands. Use a physical soap. That's what spirituality is about. And that's why Kabir is so unique and so lovable. He doesn't take you to a fictitious world. In the name of spirituality, he doesn't give you more dreams and more desires. He talks of your, what is he talking of? Daily life, everyday life. How are you living? How are you living? What are you doing? What are you saying? What's the stuff of your day-to-day conversations? What's contained in your gossip? To whom are you relating? What are you attached to? What are your real intentions? What are you after? Tell me, what are you really chasing? You're getting it. That's spirituality. That's Kabir. And that's why your Acharya keeps on saluting Kabir. I keep on quoting from various sources, but I have quoted Kabir 5 times more than all other sources combined. I can't help it. I'm in love with him. And that's why this is studio. There were many other luminaries, many other deserving names. But what to do of the heart? The heart belongs to Kabir. The others are great, no doubt. But one is entitled to be a little biased, is it not? One is entitled to have a bit of a personal deity. Be ruthless. Be absolutely ruthless. Core splitting honesty. That's what you need. No mumbo jumbo. Core splitting honesty. Don't talk nonsense. Don't lie to yourself. Don't deceive yourself. And only you can have that. To me, spirituality is another name for honesty. Can that be taught? I hate to see so-called spiritual people leading mediocre lives. If you are indeed spiritual, your face will have the glow of a Krishna. It's not possible that you are spiritual and yet a tame and tepid loser. It's an insult to the verses of the Upanishads if those verses emanate from the mouth of a liar and a deceiver and a drunk. If you are taking even baby steps into spirituality, your life, your eyes, your face will change. The way you talk, your very walk would change. You gain a certain aloofness, a certain purity, and that is so visible. You are now not easily hurt. You do not allow your hurt to turn you into somebody else. You do not allow your pleasures to turn you into somebody else. Have you noticed how hurt gives you a rebirth? Hurt makes you become another man or woman. You are no more the same. That's reincarnation. Same with pleasure. Have you seen how in the rage of your pleasure, you become somebody else? Your hurt and your happiness both dominate you, and that does not happen with a spiritual person. He does not allow himself to ever become somebody else. He abides as himself. Just as you would usually not allow your clothes to make you become somebody else. Do you allow that? Similarly, the spiritual man wears all his moods, but never becomes his moods. He wears everything. You too keep on changing your clothes, don't you? So, there is sometimes a solemn mood, a grave mood, jovial mood, inquisitive mood, happiness, sadness, suspicion, anger, hope, despair. These are clothes that you wear. You don't become your clothes. That's the mark of the spiritual man. He wears everything without fear. But he never becomes what he wears. Your life must be a proof of your spirituality. Kabir fought against hypocrisy. He's a great crusader against the double speak of the priests, Hindu and Muslim alike. And we are champions of double speak. Earn the right to say God, and then you won't need to say God. Most of us keep on talking of God without having any rights. We haven't earned the right to say God. And those who have the rights, they generally lose the inclination to say God. They abide in God. They don't talk too much of God, like Kabir. It's not as if he avoids the word God, but he is not besotted with it. He sometimes would talk of Ram, but many more times he would talk of the world, the body, the mind, matters mundane, things of this world. Life. Not ideals, not words, not verses, life.